everybody, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean related, RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And today we're talking all about the biggest cruise ships in the world, Royal Caribbean's Oasis-class ships. There's a reason these ships have such an amazing reputation, not only for their size, but for an amazing vacation experience. And we are recording this video live on YouTube. Every Friday night, we record videos live and complete. I would love if you can come join us for them each and every time we are. So make sure you give us a big thumbs up on this channel, subscribe, turn on your notifications so that way you get notified every time we go live. And we're talking about the largest cruise ships in the world, the Oasis-class, carrying about 6,000 passengers. Royal Caribbean's Oasis-class ships, there are 4 of them, offer an amazing experience if you've never done them before, and there's a lot to enjoy. Now again, as mentioned, there's 4 ships. You've got Oasis of the Seas, Allure of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas, and Symphony of the Seas. So we're going to give you guys an overview, things you need to know all about the Oasis-class ships, and at the end of the video, we're actually going to have some great tips to share with you. I've got about 10 or so tips to share all about the Oasis-class, so stay tuned for that as well. And following all that, we have your Royal Caribbean questions and answers coming up here. So let's talk about the Oasis-class ships. Of course, there are 4 of them: Oasis, Allure, Harmony, and Symphony of the Seas. Symphony of the Seas just debuted in 2018. And believe it or not, there is still one more Oasis-class ship coming here in just a couple more years. She's still under construction, won't debut until about 2021, so we got a little bit of time to go. But keep that in mind as we move forward here. So the Oasis-class ships are big, obviously. In fact, they're so big, they're so much bigger than the other classes of ships that exist in the world, Royal Caribbean or otherwise, that Royal Caribbean had to be creative when it came to designing these ships. They couldn't simply just make another ship, because of a ship this size, they need to make sure that crowds were not a problem. A lot of first-time cruisers are worried about the size of the ship. With that many passengers, again, 6,000 passengers, a couple thousand crew members, it's a lot of people on one ship. People are worried, well, is it going to be huge lines everywhere? And the answer is no, because Royal Caribbean came up with a really innovative idea called the neighborhood concepts. The ship is divided up into 7 themed neighborhoods, as they call it. These are almost like if you've ever been to a theme park, maybe different lands of the theme park. Very similar idea. There's the entertainment place, Central Park, the youth zone, the boardwalk, and a couple others as well that make up the 7 neighborhoods. And they they serve 2 basic purposes. One is to help you as a guest navigate around the area, and 2, to be able to also break up those crowds. So during the day, there's a ton of different events on there, right? And you're going to have a lot of different things. The Oasis-class ships will offer things like, the Flow Rider surf simulators, a zip line, rock climbing walls, multiple swimming pools, whirlpools, H2O water park, although on some ships now they're changing over to Splashaway Bay. You've also got amazing entertainment on board the ships. You've got the Aqua Theater, you've got the Royal Theater, you've got the ice skating rink. There's a ton of things to do on board, including a ton of things to do for the kids as well. Oasis-class ships feature an ice skating rink, a fully functional handcrafted carousel, 3D movies, a kids club, and even a nursery for children who are under the age of 3 years old. So it's pretty darn cool to be able to see that. And for those that really want to maybe splurge a little bit, you've also got the Suite Life, the Royal Suite class going on the Oasis-class ship. Royal Caribbean rethought their suite approach. Royal Caribbean's always had suites on their ships, but on the Oasis-class, as well as the Quantum class, to be honest, there's something called the Royal Suite class, which gives passengers who are staying in a suite a variety of additional perks you can't get on other ships. And this includes, depending on which suite you're staying at, you can get things like perhaps complimentary internet, butler service, specialty dining, drinks, a lot of other great choices there as well. So there's a lot of options to consider. Now we're talking about the Oasis-class ship. There are 4 in the fleet, and you know what? They've changed over the years. There's been a lot of different upgrades, things changing. So, a very common question is, Matt, what's the difference between the different ships? What's the difference between the Oasis of the Seas and Harmony, or Symphony and Harmony, or whatever? And there's a lot of minor details and some bigger ones. We'll kind of stick to the bigger ones over here. Now, let's start with the basics. Oasis and Allure of the Seas. Oasis came out first, then Allure of the Seas. These 2 are virtually identical. They came out first. The main difference between Oasis and Allure is the entertainment and the artwork. The Broadway show, Oasis of the Seas, features Cats, while Allure of the Seas features Mamma Mia. There's also secondary shows in the main theater, in the Aqua Theater, and the ice skating rink. Now, you're going to have that quite a bit. But these two ships are essentially very similar to each other, very minute differences. Now, that's going to change somewhat in a little bit. Oasis of the Seas is scheduled for a 2019 dry dock, where she's going to get a massive refurbishment. And then in 2020, it'll be Allure of the Seas' turn. In both cases, you might be wondering, well, what are they going to add, Matt? What's going to change on Oasis and Allure? These are wonderful questions that I don't have the answers to. Royal Caribbean has not divulged that information yet. Now, Harmony of the Seas is different from Oasis and Allure because it's got a couple different restaurants that Oasis and Allure do not have. Harmony of the Seas has Jamie's Italian, whereas Oasis and Allure has Giovanni's Table. That's where Jamie's Italian is a restaurant concept created by British celebrity chef Jamie Oliver. There's also Harmony has Wonderland, which is a specialty restaurant loosely based on the Alice in Wonderland book. Also, Harmony of the Seas has the Ultimate Abyss on the back of the ship. That is a 10-story dry slide. That's pretty darn cool. Harmony of the Seas also has an escape room. And rather than an H2O zone on Harmony of the Seas has a aquatic park known as Splashaway Bay, which has water cannons, multi-level jungle gym, and a giant bucket that's above the kids. And every so often, the bucket dumps literally all of its water all over the kids. And of course, Harmony of the Seas has its own Broadway show, which is Grease. Now, Symphony of the Seas is the newest Royal Caribbean Oasis-class ship, and it's more similar to Harmony. So while Oasis and Allure are very similar, Harmony and Symphony are almost like sisters within a class, if that makes any kind of sense. Symphony of the Seas has very similar restaurants and approach that Harmony of the Seas has. There's a few minor differences between Harmony and Symphony. Symphony has El Loco Fresh, which is a complimentary Mexican restaurant. On there, it has the things like tacos and burritos, and there's a salsa bar and whatnot. And but I'd say the biggest difference between Symphony of the Seas and Harmony of the Seas, and the other ships for that matter in the Oasis class, is the fact that Symphony of the Seas had its boardwalk and its solarium redone. So what that means is Royal Caribbean kind of rethought their approach with Symphony of the Seas' boardwalk. Primarily, they added a restaurant concept called Playmakers, which takes up the entire one side of the ship. They also have Sugar Beach on there as well. Playmakers has about, I think, 30 TV streaming sports games, arcade games as well, and you've got some pub menu, beers, really, really nice. And also, Symphony of the Seas has a laser tag arena in its ice skating rink. That's something also that makes it kind of unique. But just like Harmony, Symphony also has Splashaway Bay instead of the H2O zone. So you might be wondering, well, this sounds wonderful, Matt. Should I go on an Oasis-class ship? Who's Oasis-class ships goes for? I mean, here's the bottom line. First and foremost, the Oasis-class ship is great for, I think, everybody. I mean, it offers the latest and greatest of what Royal Caribbean is known for. If you've seen a TV commercial about Royal Caribbean, if you've been sitting there on TV and all of a sudden one came on, odds are you've seen almost all the features from an Oasis-class ship. What I really love about the Oasis-class is it just offers a great variety. I believe variety is the spice of life, and to me as a cruiser, I love having choice. I love having a lot of different choices. And on the Oasis class, you're going to find an almost overwhelming amount of choices, and that's a good thing, because that gives you a lot of different considerations you can do. Sometimes you're in the mood to do lots of activities. Sometimes you want to just hang by the pool and take it easy, but there's a lot of options in between all that for you to consider. And it's really good, honestly. Oasis-class ships are really good for cruisers who are definitely looking for activities, things to do, lots of choices. That's a great choice to pick the Oasis class. I think that really and truly the Oasis class not only offers a lot to do, there's lots of entertainment and dining. The entertainment is second to none on an Oasis class ship. The shows that you see in the evening are just incredible, and like I said earlier, it offers the latest and greatest. So truly a really, really good choice for everybody. Now, I did mention earlier we're going to give some Oasis class tips. So if you're going on an Oasis class ship, I've got about, I think, 10 or 12 different tips to share with you to help you have a great time on an Oasis class ship. And if you have your own tips, by the way, I want to hear all about them. Type them in chat right now in our comments. I would love to hear your best Oasis class tips because I want to make sure we get them all in here. All right, here's some of mine. Number one, as true with all Royal Caribbean ships, Royal Caribbean, when you do the online check-in, they're going to give you a boarding time. That's a suggestion, not a requirement. Show up anytime you want. You can show up as early as about 10 a.m. to the terminal, and that way you'll be among the first to get on board the ship and then get more time on there. Now, one of my favorite things on Oasis-class ships is, of course, food. And one of the best things you can eat on any Oasis-class ship is something called a Kemmelwick sandwich. It's a roast beef sandwich. It's served in Park Cafe on Deck 8 in Central Park. It is amazing. You're going to love it. Just really, really nice. Also, in the Aqua Theater, it's a very popular area to see some shows. If you don't happen to have tickets for the entertainment, or you show up a little too late and you can't get a seat, not to worry. There are some public areas in order to see the shows from over there. Speaking of, by the way, if you're looking for more great food options, the Oasis-class ships offer the Boardwalk Doghouse. These are free hot dogs, and they come in a variety of different options. You know what? Sometimes you just need a really good hot dog. Boardwalk Doghouse is the place. It's great for just grab and go. I love being able to just hop in there, grab it, and then be on my way. It's perfect for that one. Also, another great tip. This, by the way, I didn't plan to do all food tips, but evidently I've got a lot about food over here. At Johnny Rockets. Johnny Rockets is a specialty restaurant, which means it has a cover charge. But only on the Oasis class, you can eat at Johnny Rockets for free during breakfast. Yes, every day of your cruise, Johnny Rockets will serve breakfast, and that is complimentary. Now, lunch and dinner will still cost you money if you want to eat there, but you can always go there for breakfast, and not only is it complimentary, not only is it good, but Johnny Rockets is a great alternative spot for breakfast. It's not usually very, very crowded, so check that out. If you're going on Oasis, Allure, or Harmony of the Seas, you can visit one of my absolute favorite spots, Sabor on the Boardwalk. Sabor Modern Mexican is a specialty restaurant, and it has the best guacamole. If you order nothing else, order the guacamole. It is really, really great. All right, not all my tips are about food, seriously. One of my great tips for somebody who's planning an Oasis-class ship cruise vacation, definitely book your entertainment in advance. On most ships, you can't book entertainment. You can't book the shows before the cruise, but on the Oasis-class, as well as the Quantum-class, you can book your entertainment before via Royal Caribbean's Cruise Planner website. Log on. You can then book your entertainment. Things like the shows I mentioned in there, the Aqua Theater shows, the ice skating shows, the shows in the main theater, like those Broadway shows. There's no cost to make reservations, and it just makes your life a whole lot easier, basically, to see these shows, because it doesn't, guarantee you a specific seat, but it gets you admission in there. So that way, you have a schedule and you know exactly what you can do. So definitely do that. Do yourself a favor. Make those reservations. Now, you may be wondering, Matt, when can I start making reservations? There is no set time. It's a question I get all the time. You got to keep checking back. If you don't see entertainment options available to book yet, keep checking back closer to your sail date. Also, a great spot is, of course, people really, back to the food, of course. People love Sorrento's Pizza. Sorrento's Pizza is complimentary pizza on the Royal Promenade. But did you know that in addition to the pizza at Sorrento's that they offer that's available, you just grab and go kind of thing, there's also, those are the pre-made things, you gotta make custom pies for free. All you have to do is ask the staff. They'll be happy to do that for you. One of my favorite things also in the solarium, which is the adults-only area, adults-only pool area on the front of the ship. There's some really comfortable chairs there, some wickered beds. Oh, man. If you're looking to take a nap, head to the solarium. I think you'll like that quite a bit. And my other big tip for you is on Oasis of the Seas and Allure of the Seas, they have something called Small Wonders. These are little pieces of artwork hidden around the ship. They kind of look like telescopes that are pointed into the ground, so it's very easy to overlook them. But they're hidden throughout the ship, and when you're looking at them, if you look into them, you can actually see a little piece of artwork, and every one is different. So it's a little bit of a scavenger hunt and a little bit of art appreciation. Check those out, and if you can't find them all, which is pretty common because it's hard to find them all, go to guest services. They can give you a list of where they're all located. And my last tip is if you happen to be on Harmony of the Seas or Symphony of the Seas, check out the viewing platform. There's bridge wings on both sides of the ship. It's actually on all the ships on the Oasis class. But on Harmony and Symphony, not only are there bridge wings, but there's actually a piece of glass on the ground. So you can actually stand on it and see the ocean below you. It's a great photo opportunity. I think you'll like that quite a bit. So there you go, guys. There's a brief overview of the Oasis-class ships. Of course, they're amazing. I've been on so many. I've been on all of them so far. I love going back on them. Would love, and then we're going to turn it over to you guys here in our chat because we are recording this video live to share some tips about Oasis-class ships as well. And of course, answer your Royal Caribbean questions like we do each and every week. So guys, thank you for joining us. Atlanta the Brave wants to know, is the key worth it? So that's a new program, a VIP guest experience, where basically you can buy and get some, essentially pay for VIP benefits. Atlanta the Brave. Is it worth it if you take advantage of the benefits? Sure. I mean, primarily what it's really about is you get internet included with the daily cost. You can get priority access to signature activities, shows. So Atlanta the Brave, if you're going to take advantage of all that, absolutely. The COD Squad recommends make sure you join the Crown and Anchor Society. Yes, that's Royal Caribbean's customer loyalty program called the Crown and Anchor Society. No cost to do so, and you get some really great benefits, COD Squad. I agree 100%. Ronnie says, make reservations for all the shows. And if you have My Time dining, make reservations for the rest of the cruise. Really good point, Ronnie. So what Ronnie's saying is not only to make reservations for the entertainment on board, but also if you have My Time dining, make those reservations. That way you're not waiting around a lot. Hello, Art Parker. Welcome. Michael Pastore thinks it's a great topic going on Oasis for the first time in 37 days. Nice. Brandy wants to know, do I always get the drink package? You know what, Brandy? I go back and forth. I don't always get it. No. Some cruises I'm like, yeah, I'm totally getting it. And there are other sailings in which I'm like, no, I don't need, it's too much. I don't need to get it. So I go back and forth, Brandy. Here's what I'll tell you. What's nice about the drink package is it allows me to budget my drinking on board. So what I mean by that, Brandy, is it allows me to pay down my drinking, buy the package before the cruise, right? Take advantage of those pre-cruise deals that the Royal Caribbean offers on it. And that way, I pay for it then, and they don't have a drinking bill at the end of the cruise, which I kind of like. But the flip side of that, Brandy, the reason why sometimes I don't get the drink packages, I often find myself drinking for the sake of drinking. You know, it's like, well, I got the drink package, I may as well get a drink. I totally missed a super chat, by the way. Hang on, I got to back this up here. Who gave me the super chat? Oh, Paul Addo with the super chat. Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. So, hopefully that answers your question there. I totally missed. Brandy. Sorry, Brandy. Let's see here. Mike Go, 14 days till first Royal Caribbean cruise on Ovation of the Seas. Nice. Lisa, why do you like Harmony better than Symphony? Just curious. You know what's a really good question, Lisa? If you've watched my stream long enough, you probably know that I love Harmony of the Seas. It's my favorite ship. You know what it was, Lisa? For me personally, I saw Harmony. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Because Harmony was an Oasis-class ship with the best features from the Quantum class. And I really love that. Symphony of the Seas is still a wonderful ship. I liked it a lot, Lisa. But it was so similar to Harmony that there wasn't quite enough for me to, for it to be better, in my opinion. Or I enjoyed it better than Harmony. I enjoyed it, quite frankly, almost the same as Harmony. But Harmony just stands out a little bit more. I don't know if that makes any sense, but... Linda wants to know, is smoking still allowed in the casino on Symphony of the Seas? We're selling May 4th, can't wait. Yes, there's absolutely smoking there. Great Beard of Zeus is in the chat. We set sail in 2 weeks on Royal Caribbean. Although we're not on a Oasis-class ship, I always tune in for your tips. Thanks for your info. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us here. If nothing else, Great Beard of Zeus, I love saying your name. Rick in the house. A little more than 2 weeks till Mariner of the Seas, first timer. Rick, you're going to love Mariner. I'm going on Mariner of the Seas in March. So we got something in common there. Mike, yes, 9 days to the Orlando meetup. Woohoo! Can't wait for that one. Matthew Jones, instead of wine, can I bring craft beer? No, you may not. The only alcohol you're allowed to bring, Matthew, is wine or champagne, sparkling wine. You're not allowed to bring on beer or liquor or anything like that. So, unfortunately not. Suzanne Smith says, April, this will be our 5th cruise, 3rd time on Oasis at Port Canaveral. And Suzanne says, make sure you all see the ice skating show. Very cute. And the dive show by the rock wall is entertaining as well. Yes, the ice skating show in Studio B and the Aqua Theater shows are amazing. I couldn't agree more with Suzanne. It's definitely worth seeing. And I know what you're thinking. Really, Matt? Ice skating shows? Trust me on this one. Trust me on this one, bruh. I'm here to tell you, it's amazing. That's my guy voice. It's my manly man voice. Rachel Ullman's going on Allure of the Seas April 7th. Nice. Mike Go says, while tipping the room steward on an Australia sailing, is it best to give US or Australian dollars? I mean, I think, generally speaking, I don't think you can go wrong with either. I probably guessing US dollars go a long way, but I think they'll appreciate it nonetheless. No worries, Mike. Ronnie likes Symphony of the Seas purely better for El Loco Fresh. Hey, man, that's a good choice. I agree there. DM, tell me why they call a junior suite but treat the cabin like a stepchild. You know what? I agree, D. You're not wrong. Basically, what D is saying is it's called a junior suite, but you don't get the full suite benefits. And you know what? You're right. You're totally right, D. They really should call it an extra large balcony room, but they call it that for whatever reason. I'm not sure. Dinah is in the house. Welcome, Dinah. Donna Adams going to Oasis in 36 days. Can't wait. Sarah H says 9 days till freedom of the seas. And she went on Oasis last year for the second time. Loved it. I added the inflection there at the end. Nikki's going on Allure of the Seas in April. If you have my time dining, can you specify a set dining time in the main dining room for the whole cruise? Sure, Nikki, you could just pre-book it. Go to Royal Caribbean's website. Go to the cruise planner. Before the cruise, Nikki, you can actually make reservations for the main dining room. And basically what you do, Nikki, is just book the same time every day. Easy enough. Dave Kazarian wants to know any info on the Icon class. So, David, if you don't know what the Icon class is, that's the next new class of Royal Caribbean ships that's going to be coming out in about 2022. But no, Dave, Royal Caribbean has said nothing else about it. They've been very quiet about that. The Cod Squad says, you recommend booking a Royal Caribbean cruise through a travel agent. Yes, Cod Squad. I personally use a travel agent every single time. And I recommend everybody use a travel agent to book their cruise. Whether it's your first cruise or like your 50th cruise, always use a travel agent. The reason? Because you have everything to gain, nothing to lose by using a travel agent. A good travel agent can save you time, money, and be your advocate to help you plan your cruise vacation. They are a wonderful resource. I always use a travel agent, and I believe you should as well. And of course, the official travel agency, if you're wondering, going to recommendation, our official travel agency of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com is MEI Travel. Full disclosure, they are a sponsor, so I want to make that very, very clear. But I personally use them. I personally used them even before they were a sponsor. They're that great. Roddy says, the Symphony Ice Show with the drones are the most amazing ice show ever. Yes, he's talking about 1977. Amazing. Holy moly. Michelle Paul, 7 Days Till Independence of the Seas. Love all your tips. Why, thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. Jeremy says, if you buy the alcohol while in port, are you allowed to bring it back on the ship? You are, Jeremy, but just keep in mind, Royal Caribbean will confiscate it. It'll take it from you and give it back to you on the last night of the cruise take home. But yes, you can absolutely do that. Megalodon Inc. Is going on Navigator in June. Navigator is amazing, and you may already know this Megalodon, but right now, Navigator of the Seas is actually over in Freeport, Bahamas, getting a major refurbishment, dude. They're redoing the whole ship. It's going to be amazing. They're adding new water slides, redoing the entire pool deck, some new restaurants. You're going to love it. Edwin Vargas, if I buy a drink on board without having a drink package, do they still tack on the 18% service charge? Yes, they do, Edwin. Those kind of transactions, automatic gratuity applied there. Art Parker wants to know, if I buy the drink package, does everyone in my cabin have to buy the drink package? Also, the adults do, Art. So any adult in the room will be obliged to as well. Stuart Hellman says Harmony of the Seas is his favorite too. Been on her twice, Stuart. Dude, I couldn't agree more, man. I love me some Harmony of the Seas. Michael Pester can't wait for an Icon group cruise on Royal Caribbean Blog. We'll see about that. Mia's World is here. Welcome, going on alert in March. Crazy Cat Traveler. If I'm using land tours, or I'm doing a land tour, is it better to do a cruise with a lot of ports or more sea days? I don't know that there's like an advantage or a disadvantage, or you can't go wrong, Crazy Cat. I think it really depends on you and your preferences. Like, are you interested in more ports? Are you big on ports or not? I don't know that it really matters all that much, but no, it's just your personal preference. Cruising Q is using MEI Travel for the first time in April on Symphony. Thank you, Cruising Q, for supporting our sponsors. That means a lot. I often tell people there are two ways. If you want to support RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, if you love these videos, if you love the content on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, there are two simple things you can do to help support what we do here. Number one is support our sponsors, MEI Travel, just like Cruising Q did. Number two is to become a Royal Caribbean Blog Insider. Basically, this is a way that you can make a monthly donation to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. If you're already an insider, type insider right now in capital letters so I can say thank you. And if you're not one, you can join for as little as $1 a month by going to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/support. And there's various levels you can donate at. And depending on what level you donate at, you can get access to pretty cool Royal Caribbean Blog rewards, like a special Facebook group for just Royal Caribbean Blog insiders, access to our podcast episodes a day early, special Royal Caribbean Blog merchandise, and a whole lot more. Again, more information on how you can become an insider by going to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/support. And thank you guys in advance. Theory Carver, my travel agent from MEI, has really saved me so much time and is wonderful to work with. She saved me phone calls with just an email. Dude, I love hearing those kind of stories, Theory. It is exactly why I tell people use a travel agent. You love it. Let's see here. Ted, fifth cruise with the Royal Caribbean leaving on Ovation of the Seas for the relocation from Honolulu to Vancouver in 100 days. Wow. That's going to be awesome. Joshua going on Navigator in March, second cruise after dry dock. I think it'll be a construction zone on board. Nope. It'll be all done, dude. You'll be ready for you to enjoy, my friend. Busboy16, the staff on Oasis of the Seas are working hard and clearly look tired after cleaning it up for the, I missed the, where'd it go? Sometimes my chat's... Oh, the neurovirus outbreak last week. Still making sure guests are having a great time. Royal Caribbean staff are the best. I couldn't agree more, dude. They work really, really hard. Matthew Starrett, have you ever done the hop-on, hop-off bus tour after your cruise time before getting to the airport? Was it worth it? I haven't done that one, Matthew. I have done other ones. In fact, I mean, depending on which port you're talking about. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Matthew. But yeah, I think it's worth it, dude. You got time to kill. It's better than staying at the airport, right? I say go for it. Tiffany Lee's going on Harmony in July. Nice. Chad is seeing an option in the cruise planner to prepaid casino slot machines. Any information on the fine print is not saying much about it. Chad, basically what that means is you just like what it means. You're basically saying, okay, I'm gonna pay down X amount of dollars to the casino, and that's pretty much non-refundable. And then in return, Royal Caribbean gives a little bit of a bonus, if you will. It's essentially how it works. Michael Pastore, thank you for being an insider. Cruising Q, thank you for being an insider. T-Sin, thank you for being an insider. Pascal Smith, thank you for being a Royal Caribbean blog insider. And Jason Peterson, thank you for being an insider. The Cod Squad design was on Harmony of the Seas, and I never seen anything more cool than the Bionic bar, plus the drinks are delicious. Yes! Cod Squad is talking about, of course, the drinks for you. I think my internet just dropped out. There we go. Are we back? I think we're coming back now. Sorry about that. I lost the internet there for a moment. Cod Squad says, let me read that comment again. I was on Harmony of the Seas and I never had seen anything more cool than the Bionic bar. Plus drinks are delicious. So these are robot bartenders that are available on Harmony and Symphony of the Seas. And you can actually, you put an order in through this tablet, this iPad looking device. And then from there, you can actually, that robot will make a drink for you. It's so cool to look at. Trish is going on Anthem, first cruise. Nice. Michelle Paul, if you set my time dining for 6 o'clock, for example, would that give us enough time to get to 7:30 showtime? Oh, yeah. And Michelle, first, yes, the answer to your question is yes. Second of all, I'll also tell you that in addition to that, you can always tell your server, say, hey, by the way, we have a show to get to. They can totally help you out with that. Jeremy, thanks for the super chat. Much appreciated. Very, very nice. Mel is on board Anthem right now. Mel, where are you on board? M Cruiser going on Oasis of the Seas next year. Do they have WoW bands? Not yet. M Cruiser, not yet. Art Parker says MEI is wonderful to work with. They help me. MEI is wonderful to work with. They help me out. We'll do business with them again. Awesome. Love that. Well, guys, I think my internet is starting to. I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to wrap things up a little earlier than I wanted to. Darn it. But I apologize for the internet. It says the quality is not very good. I'm not sure how true or not that is. Trying to verify here. I don't know. Sometimes my internet is just... I blame the kids. Don't we all just blame the kids when the internet kind of goes out? Oh, no, we're good now. Okay, well, I have a couple more questions here. Sorry about that. Now YouTube is telling me we're good. GSG, 21 Days of Symphony of the Seas, booked this cruise a year ago. Nice. Joshua Burr, currently engaged. My fiance's first cruise is the one on Navigator March or Emerald. Will it be the same once we get married? Yes. Joshua, once you live in the same household, that's all that... You don't even have to get married. If you're living in the same household, your fiance / what soon-to-be wife will get the same status as you. Yes. Max Loomis going on Allure in July. Any Allure-specific Allure tips? Yes, Max. I got some for you. Hang on, brother. I'm going to share with you, Max, top 10 Allure of the Seas hidden secrets. I'm going to put this in chat for you, dude, because these are really helpful, I think. Let's see here. Max. Oops. I don't know why I switched over there. There we go. There you go, Max. Enjoy those secrets, my friend. Share them as you see fit. Radish got Independence of the Seas, Majesty in March, Navigator in September, and Symphony for November for the third time. Nice. JM says lots of helpful information. First time cruiser on Symphony of the Seas, February 2019. Dude, you're gonna love Symphony. Picked a great ship for your first cruise, no question about it. B-Berry, first timer on the blog. Welcome, B-Berry. Going on Allure this season, Thanksgiving 2019, second time on Allure. Love it. Yes. Paul Thompson going on Ovation in 25 days. Nice. Like it. Trish, is the key worth it? Trish, if you use the benefits enough, absolutely. It's just up to you to take advantage of it. Max, how do you avoid price gouging on these ships? I hear that's everywhere. No, it's not everywhere, dude. I think, first of all, it's not price gouging. Second of all, maybe we're talking about is opportunities to buy things on board. But really, Max, the bottom line is, in my opinion, is pre-purchase as much of it as you can. If you know you want to get internet, if you know you want to get a drink package, then do so. You know, that's really the bottom line. Do it before the cruise. But look at it this way, Max. It's opportunities for you to book it, because if they put all those things in your cruise fare, then you're paying for experiences or things that you may not actually use or need. So this is it gives you the opportunity, the option of choosing to do those. Kelly Watson is here. Always enjoy your work enthusiasm, and I blame the kids too. It's amazing. Every time I'm on here doing a live broadcast, I swear the kids start like going on, I don't know, FaceTiming and YouTube and all that other stuff. And Jordan, always a pleasure to have you here, and thank you so much. Let's see here. Tammy Williams, what is an insider? So an insider is a way you can donate to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Basically, if you like what you see over here, you can make a monthly donation to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com by going to this website right over here, Tammy, RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/support. Basically, you make a monthly donation, and then in exchange, you get some benefits for that. That makes some sense. M Cruiser, love the program. Are the SeaPass cards color-coded? Just wondering for my teenage kids. For minors, M Cruiser, yes, they have a different design for kids, so that way the crew members can know that they're underage. Linda says, this is my first time catching you live, and it is great. Well, Linda, I'm so glad you're joining us here. Welcome. Keith Jenkins going on Oasis in 22 days. Thiessen, what are the new ships coming out? There's actually 5 ships that we know of on order right now. Spectrum of the Seas comes out this year. Then another Quantum Ultra-class 2019, or 2020, sorry, I forgot what year it is. Then you've got Oasis 5, unnamed ship, and then 2 Icon-class ships coming out in the next about 5 or so years. There's a number coming out. We have all the details about it at Thiessen at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Here's all the information on the ships that are on order, so you can read all about them. Keith Jenkins going on Oasis in 22 days. Colin McConnell, 15 days till Harmony. First Oasis-class cruise. Colin, it's going to blow your mind, dude. You're going to have an awesome, awesome time. Hello, Sherry. Awesome Sense of Travel. Welcome, Sherry. Glad to have you here. And Anna Godin, I hope I said that right. Just got off Anthem 12-night cruise and just booked Anthem for the 6th time. Anna, love that. I'm going on Anthem again. I think I've been on Anthem about 3 times. I'm going on here now for, I think, lucky number 4. Or number 3, I'm not sure exactly. In July. Can't wait for that one. Suzanne Turner, what time is the best time to go to the pools on the Oasis? Whenever you feel like it. I mean, obviously, it's going to get a little busy during the afternoon at the pool deck, like all cruise ships have that phenomenon, if you will. But if you get there in the morning, Suzanne, you should have no problem getting a seat by the pool, I think. Especially earlier in the morning. Joshua Bird, Navigator gets back to Miami at 7 a.m. Can I make a 10 a.m. flight to Fort Lauderdale? If you hustle, Josh, you could probably do it. I would just recommend you take your luggage off yourself. And again, you're trying to be among the first people to get off the ship. You'll be fine. Art Parker going on Navigator in 56 days. Nice. Tammy Williams, I'm so glad you're enjoying this. That means a lot. Thiessen going on Allure in 202 days. Sorry, I thought it was a year. Can't read. Sally says, going on a cruise to New Zealand by myself in a year. Just wondering if photographers go on Royal Caribbean excursions. No, generally not. And Sally says it's a pain asking cruisers to take pictures of you on excursions. People are very understanding, I think, especially if you offer to take their photos as well. I don't think you'll have a problem, Sally. You'd be surprised. Chad wants to know, if you book a cruise on board and want to use another travel agent to handle the cruise, what's the best way to handle the transition? What you should do, Chad, here's what you should do. Book the cruise on board the sailing, but when you do so, tell the next cruise agent in Royal Caribbean's office over there, you don't want it to go to any travel agent. You want to keep it to yourself. Then, Chad, when you get off the ship, go to whatever travel agent you want to use, and as long as you do it within 60 days of booking, the new travel agent can take control of the reservation for you. It's a lot less weird and awkward when you try to take it away from an existing travel agent. So, book it on board, but tell them on board, hey, I don't want this reservation to go to my travel agent I have on file. I want this to stay with me. And then when you get off the ship, Chad, transfer it to your new travel agent. Excuse me. Kevin Anderson, Diamond Loungers are always full. Do you think this is due to the reciprocal loyalty programs? No, Kevin. I think there's just a lot more Diamond members today than there were a couple of years ago. Look, let's face it. Royal Caribbean is doing really well. It's been very, very popular, and I think that this is a product of it. It's a good problem to have, if you ask me. But I'll also tell you that, yeah, I do see that, but I don't know that it's a problem. I mean, one of the ways they've kind of tried to get around the overcrowding in the Diamond Lounge, Kevin, has been offering those free drinks that you can use at any bar or restaurant on the ship during the happy hour time. That way there's less people in the lounge. Anita Crosby. I'm sorry, Anita. Happy Friday to you. Glad you're here. Anna lives 30 minutes from Bayonne Port, is honestly the best thing ever for cruise addict. Amen, sister. I agree on that. I live in Florida, so I know that all too well. Juan Smith with the super chat. Thank you, Juan. Juan says, what are your thoughts on relocation cruise with Royal Caribbean? Dude, if you got the time, Juan, it's a great idea. What Juan is talking about is a cruise that starts in one port and then ends in a completely different port, where the ship repositions itself from one part of the world to another. It's a great idea, dude. If you got the time, the only problem is just there's not a lot of it requires like a much longer sailing, but if you can do it, it's a great idea. It's one of the best ways, Juan, to actually experience everything on the ship because you have that extra time on board. M Cruiser, Oasis of the Seas is currently scheduled for Royal Amplehead refit in April. Any idea if they'll be getting water slides? Royal Caribbean has not said anything yet what is going to be added to Oasis of the Seas when she goes in for her work. Actually, M Cruiser, her work's going to be done in at the end of after her European season in November. But anyway, the point is that we don't know what it's going to have, but M Cruiser, I would be shocked that we're not water slides added. Let's put it that way. Colin McConnell with a super chat. Thank you, Colin. Colin says, thanks for being the best source of Royal Caribbean information in the world, and that includes Royal Caribbean themselves. Well, Colin, that is so nice of you. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I really appreciate it. I'm feeling the love tonight, guys. Lots of great comments, a lot of great tips, questions, and, of course, the super chats. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Joshua Burr, speaking of Navigator and Marsh, my fiance, myself, and my family are in a 2-bedroom suite. Her parents are in a promenade view. Think we could bring her to the concierge lounge with us? Technically, the answer to that question is no. I mean, has it happened in the past? Sure, but technically, Josh, the answer will be no. You'll probably get an email from your concierge a week before the cruise telling you the same thing. I mean, has it happened before? Sure, but again, expect not to be the case. And it's just because there's not a lot of space in those lounges. They're very, very small. Carl Miller, I went on Symphony of the Seas for the first time this past December. The info you provided was very helpful. Well, I'm so glad to hear that. That's like the best thing you could hear from people who watch, this stuff or read RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com is that they found it all helpful. Paul Somerville, what's free to do on Coco Cay? Go to the beach, swim, enjoy the sunshine. All right, guys, that's all the time I got for today. Thank you so much for joining us here. Really appreciate it. If you're saying, wait a minute, man, I want more Royal Caribbean fun. I need more Royal Caribbean awesomeness in my life. Well, good news. There's still plenty more Royal Caribbean fun and information waiting for you at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Zach says, dang, I just tuned in. Well, Zach, you can watch the whole video on the replay afterwards. And of course, we're here live every Friday, guys. So come join us here on Friday to talk more Royal Caribbean together. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. Do something fun. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. See you guys later.